Okay. In the previous classes, we have started the DC generator. In DC generator, how many windings are there? In DC generator, how many windings are there? What are the windings? There are two windings. One is stator winding, that is field coil. Stator winding means field coil. Another one is the armature winding, which is rotating. What is the purpose of stator winding or field winding? What is the purpose of stator winding or field winding? To make the iron piece as magnet. How we will make the iron piece as magnet? If we wind the field winding on the iron piece, we are magnetizing the iron piece as magnet. We are using field coil. Field coil is nothing but stator coil. Stator means stationary coil. How will we make the iron piece as magnet? By winding the coil on the iron piece. How can we make? Hmm? Anyone? See here, this is the stator. Three windings are there. 1, 2, 3. Three windings are there. These three windings are placed on the iron piece. Are placed on the iron pieces. These three windings are winded on the iron piece. When you are winding on the iron piece, what will happen? Where they are connected, these three windings? 1, 2, 1 minute. Go through this diagram. See here, these three windings are placed on three iron pieces. How we can make the iron pieces magnet? Now connect these three windings to the three-phase supply. 1, 2, 3. Three phases are there: R phase, Y phase, and B phase. Three phases are there: 1, 2, 3. When you connect these three windings to the three-phase supply, when you apply the three-phase voltage here, then current will pass in these three windings. When current passes through these three windings, what will happen?
Magnetic.
Magnetic field is generated. Around the current carrying conductor in this coil, magnetic flux phi is generated. This flux is used to magnetize the iron pieces magnet. Now these three windings are the stator coils, field coils. We are calling it as field coil. The purpose of field coil is to magnetize the iron piece as magnet. Now here one flux is developed around the current carrying coil. Here also one more flux is developed. Here also one more flux is developed. Three fluxes are there. And these three fluxes are linking with each other. When they are linking with this flux with this flux, this flux with this flux, and this flux with this flux, there is relative motion in the flux. There is relative motion in the flux. And this flux is rotating at one constant speed. And this flux is rotating at one constant speed. That is called synchronous speed ns. What is the formula for ns I had told?
120 F by pi.
120 F by P. P is the number of poles. Okay. Now see the operation of this stator. When you give three-phase supply, current is flowing in these three windings. Around the current carrying conductor, in these three windings, three fluxes are generated. These three fluxes are rotating at one constant speed, that is called ns, synchronous speed. N suffix s. Ns is the synchronous speed, that is the designer speed. That is about the state of field. State of coils are used to generate the magnetic field, and which is rotating at ns is equal to 120 F by P. This is the construction of this stator. Now the stator is in three-phase star connection. Three phases are there. 1, 2, 3. And this is in the star connection, Y connection, Y or star connection. This is about the stator. Now come to the rotor. Stator side is three-phase side. Rotor is also three-phase star connection. Three coils are there. 1, 2, 3. Here this is not resistant, this is coil. This is also a coil. Three coils are there in the rotor also, and it is also connected in star connection. Your rotor is also three-phase star connection. See here, this rotor three windings are connected to three slip rings. 1, 2, 3. At slip rings, AC voltage is generated. Slip rings AC voltage is generated. AC voltage I am saying. Okay. Here in this stator, NS is the flux phi is developed in these three windings. This is called self flux. This is called self flux because of its own current. When you give three-phase supply, three currents are flowing, I1, I2, I3. Because of its own current, around current I1, phi1 is developed. Around current I2, phi2 is developed. Around current I3, phi3 is developed. Because of these three currents, flux is developed. But rotor winding is not connected to any three-phase supply. Due to mutual induction between the stator and rotor windings, due to mutual induction in between stator and transformer, what is the principle? Due to mutual induction, EMF is induced in the secondary winding. In the primary winding, due to its own current, flux is generated. Part of this flux is linking with the secondary coil, and EMF is induced in the secondary coil. The same principle is used here. In the stator, flux is developed. Part of the flux in the stator is linking with the secondary coils. And due to the EMF induced, due to mutual flux induced in the secondary winding, these three are the secondary windings. These three are primary windings. 1, 2, 3. Three primary windings, three secondary windings. 1, 2, 3 secondary windings. Due to a part of the flux is linking with the secondary coil, and EMF is induced in the rotor. Okay. Field coil is used only to magnetize the iron piece. Stator coils. In the rotor coils, three coils, EMF is developed at slip rings. Which EMF? AC EMF. AC voltage is generated at the slip rings. Now see here, EMF is developed. Up to here, any doubt? In between stator and rotor, principle, any doubt? Mutual
No,
induction principle. Okay. This is stator three-phase, rotor is also three-phase. Now rotor is of two types according to the construction. There are two types of induction motors. It will vary only in rotor, not in the stator. What are the two types of rotors? We will see now. See here. There are two types of rotors. One is squirrel cage induction rotor, squirrel cage rotor, and the one is slip ring rotor. Slip ring is also called as phase wound or wound rotor. Squirrel cage rotor, and second type is slip ring. Slip ring is also called as slip ring. See here, slip ring motors. Slip ring is also called as phase wound or wound rotor. Then what is the difference between squirrel cage rotor and slip ring rotor? In squirrel cage rotor, rotor is permanently short circuited at the end. In squirrel cage rotor, rotor is permanently short circuited. But in slip ring rotor, we are not short circuiting permanently. See here, I am showing the diagram. Here, these slip rings are permanently short circuited in squirrel cage rotor. But in the slip ring motor, these points there, in a squirrel cage rotor, rotor windings are short circuited. 1, 2, 3. These three rotor windings are short circuited. But in slip ring, it is not short circuit. These slip rings are connected to external resistance. We can add some external resistance in slip ring induction motor. But in squirrel cage, there is no external resistance. We can't add the external resistance. There is no provision to add the external resistance. The stator in the three windings, they are adding three resistances. See, 1, 2, 3. In the three windings, they are adding three resistances, external resistance in slip ring induction motor. But in squirrel cage, these three rotor windings are short circuited. These three rotor windings are short. We can't add the external resistance. Then what is the advantage of adding external resistance? If we vary this rheostats, we can vary the speed of this rotor. But in squirrel cage, there is no provision to add the external resistance. There is no provision to add the external resistance for varying the speed of rotor. There is other method to vary the speed of rotor without adding the external resistance. But here in squirrel cage rotor, these rotor bars 1, 2, 3, these rotor bars are permanently short circuited. But in slip ring, there is provision to add the external resistance. We can add external resistance to these rotor windings. That is the advantage of slip ring induction motor. Any doubt in the rotor, squirrel cage and slip ring? Any doubt?
Sir,
Tell me.
advantage of adding resistance.
Advantage of adding this external resistance is we'll connect the rheostat to these three windings. Now this is the variable rheostat. If we varying the resistance, we can adjust the speed of this rotor. Suppose the rotor speed is 1400 rpm. If you want to decrease it to 1300 rpm, vary this rheostat. Actually, in the lab, one experiment is there. By varying the rheostat, we can vary the speed of the rotor. There is the advantage of adding external resistance. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
That is about slip ring and squirrel cage rotor. Now I'll explain what is squirrel cage rotor and what is slip ring rotor. I have already explained the stator. Stator is three winding. Three windings are connected to three-phase supply. When three-phase supply is connected to the stator, three currents will pass and a magnetic field is developed. When supplied with three-phase currents, when three currents are flowing in the three windings in the stator, it produces magnetic flux which is of constant magnitude but which revolves at synchronous speed. Ns is equal to 120 F by P. This revolving magnetic flux induces an EMF in the rotor, not in the stator. This revolving flux will link with the secondary windings, three secondary windings. See here. Once again, I am explaining about the stator. Because why I am stressing this principle is important. This is three-phase supply. When three-phase supply is connected to three-phase stator, current will pass in these three windings. When current is passing three windings, flux is developed. So here, with the help of stator, we are developing the flux. Now in the rotor windings, EMF is induced. Please remember, this stator winding is used only to generate the magnetic field. If you want to write, you can write. Stator windings is used to generate the flux only. Okay. And this flux is rotating at constant speed. Ns is equal to 120 F by P. Ns is the synchronous speed. Let us assume 1500 RPM. We can, if a number of poles is less, speed will be less. Speed will be more. Why speed is more when number of poles is less? There it is. 1 minute. Stator. Where is the state? Induction motor consists of two parts, stator and rotor. This is stator. See, this is the stator cover. On the stator cover, they are winding three-phase star connection, stator winding. It is appearing as only one winding, but this is connected in star connection. Three windings are there here. It is connected to the stator. It is not rotating. It is stationary. That's why it is called stator. This is the stator of three phases. This three-phase connection. It is winded in such a way that it is connected in three-phase star connection. And these three windings are connected to three wires, 1, 2, 3. Three-phase supply. When you connect it to three-phase supply, current will pass in these three windings. When current is passing through the three windings, flux is developed. Around the current carrying conductor, flux is developed. When current is passing, produce a magnetic flux, which is of constant magnitude, but which revolves at synchronous speed. Ns is equal to 120 F by P. If frequency is 50 and number of poles is 4, 120 into 50 by 4, frequency, let us take 50 hertz. So what is that frequency? Frequency of the supply, three-phase supply. F is the frequency of the supply. P is the number of poles. Suppose if you take 4 poles, Ns is 120 into 50 by 4, that is 1500 rpm. Suppose if you take number of poles only 2, P is equal to 2, Ns is 3000. That means if number of poles are decreasing, speed will increase. If poles increases, speed, because they are inversely related. Ns is inversely proportional to number of poles. Okay, this revolving magnetic flux. So in the state of flux is developed. This flux is linking with the rotor. Here inside this one rotating part, see here, this is the rotating part. Rotor. This is the rotor. This rotor will rotate here. Inside this will fix this. It is not shown in this diagram, it is not shown, but in this diagram, this is the rotor. See, this is the rotor. And these are the rotor bars. See, lines are there, 1, 2, 3, rotor bars. I'm not about discussing rotor now, stator only. In the stator, flux is developed. Stator coils are only used to generate the magnetic flux. Now this flux is linking with the rotor coils and EMF is induced in the rotor by mutual induction. What is the principle? Mutual induction. Due to mutual induction, see, due to mutual induction between these coils, EMF is induced in the rotor, not in the stator. Okay, in this way. Now come to the rotor part. See the rotor. Rotor is of two types. One is squirrel cage rotor and the one is slip ring rotor. First we will discuss squirrel cage rotor. Almost 90% of induction motors are squirrel cage. Why? Because rotor has a simplest and most rugged construction. Okay. What do you mean by rugged construction for squirrel cage rotor? What is the meaning of rugged construction? They are very strong. Rotor is very strong. Even there are fluctuations in the rotor, it won't break. That's why in industries, almost maximum industries, they will use squirrel cage rotor only. Why means in industries, heavy equipment is there. Sometimes if you use the soft one, it will damage, rotor will be damaged. It is rugged, rugged means very strong. So industries 90% they will use squirrel cage only. They won't use slip ring. Reason is they are very strong. See here, the rotor consists of cylindrical laminated core. Core means iron piece. Cylindrical core means circular. This is the cylindrical core. Core means iron piece. On the cylindrical core, they are placing the rods, copper rods. This I'll explain it on the board. See, 1 minute. Listen here. See on the diagram what I had drawn. This is the circular cylindrical core. Why you are punching the slots in the iron piece? Because we are punching the slots. In the slots, what you have placed? Slots lo em place chesam. Copper coil. Okay, copper coils. Armature coil. Okay. But here in the slots, now I am not placing the coils. I am placing the iron rods. Sir, not iron rods, copper rods. See, this is the copper rod. Instead of copper coil, I am placing the copper rods on the periphery of the armature, on the cylindrical armature. On the cylindrical armature, I am placing copper rods in this. I am placing the copper rods. Instead of copper wires, I am placing copper rods. In the copper rods, EMF is induced. That is rotor copper. These copper rods are in star connection. Three-phase star connection. The rotor is in star connection, and these copper rods are in star connection. And EMF is induced in the rotor. Rotor means copper rods. EMF is induced. Stator coil is used only to generate the flux. Due to mutual induction principle, EMF is induced in the rotor copper rods. Rotor copper rods. Now, how they are placed? See in the diagram I am showing. I am sharing the screen. 1 minute. See the screen. This is one copper rod. This is the second copper. This is third copper. This is the cylindrical core iron piece. On the cylindrical iron piece, there are slots. In the slots, they are placing the copper rods. They are placing copper rods. See here, squirrel cage rotor. I'm showing on the, see the cursor. The rotor consists of cylindrical laminated core iron piece. Laminated core. This is the laminated core with parallel slots. This is one slot. This is second slot. This is third slot. This is fourth slot. In the slots, what they are placing? Copper rods for carrying the rotor conductors. Rotor conductors are copper rods, which it should be noted clearly are not copper wires, but heavy bars of copper rods. They are not placing the wires in these slots. Let us take, this is the first slot. This is the second slot. This is third. In the slot, they are not placing copper wires, are not wires, but consists of heavy bars of copper rods or aluminum or alloy rods. One bar is placed in each slot. One copper rod, one copper bar is placed in each slot. Let us take, this is one slot. In one slot, they are placing only one copper rod. In second slot, they are placing second copper rod. Okay, rather the bars are inserted from the end where semi-closed slots are used. Okay, rotor bars are braced or electrically welded or bolted to heavy and stout short circuiting end rings, thus giving us what is so pictorially called squirrel cage construction. So this is the squirrel cage construction. In the squirrel cage construction, can anyone explain what I had told now about this rotor? Anyone?
The rotor consists of a cylindrical laminated core, which are iron pieces. In that there are parallel slots. We keep in that only copper bars, not coils, which consists of a copper. One bar is placed in each slot. Rather, the bars are inserted.
Okay. See here, this is the cylindrical iron piece. Circular cylindrical iron piece. These are the slots. In each slot, they are placing copper rod, one copper rod. Suppose if you are having 20 slots on the circumference of this, on the cylindrical, 20 slots are there, means 20 copper rods will be there. And these copper rods, this is the rotor. These copper rods, how they are connected? See here, in star connection. See the diagram. These copper rods are in star connection. Then the end, and these three copper rod and this star connection rotor is connected to 3 slip rings. And these slip rings are permanently short circuited. They are not connected to external resistance in squirrel cage, but in slip ring it is connected to external. These slip rings are short circuited. These slip rings are short circuited in squirrel cage, but in slip ring they are connected to external resistance. How they are short circuited? These three phases. See, I'll draw it on the board and observe the diagram on the board. See, I'm drawing. Is it visible? Three rods. These are the rotor. This is the rotor bars. These rotor bars see some skew is given. At the end point, these rotor bars, some slight curve is there. That curve is called skewing. That curve is called skew. And these three bars are short circuited. And these three, this rotor is short circuited. These three bars. See, rotor bars are given some slight skew at the end point. Rotor bars are given some slight skew at the end point. After that, they are short circuited. This is the straight line up to here. After that, skew is there. After that, skewing is there. Why they are giving skewing means to reduce the magnetic hum. Why they have given the skew at the end points of the rotor bars? Why they are giving skew means to reduce the magnetic hum. What do you mean by magnetic hum? Magnetic hum means when rotor is rotating, there is some disturbance or noise, magnetic disturbance. Because when this rotor is rotating, it is cutting the magnetic. When this rotor is rotating, it is cutting the magnetic flux produced by the stator. When it is cutting the flux, if a slight skew is not given, there will be magnetic noise. To reduce the magnetic noise, at the end point of the rotor bar, some slight skew is given so that it will avoid the magnetic noise. So that it can avoid the magnetic noise. That is the purpose of using slight skew at the end point of the rotor rods, rotor bars. Now observe here. Squirrel cage rotor. See here, it should be noted that rotor bars are permanently short circuited on themselves. Why rotor bars are permanent? In squirrel cage rotor bars are permanently short circuited. We are not adding external resistance. Hence, it is not possible to add any external resistance in series with the rotor circuit for starting purpose. మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఇండక్షన్ మోటార్ speed we cannot increase or decrease because the rotor bars are permanent. They are rotating at constant speed only. Rotor bars are permanently short circuited on themselves. Hence, it is not possible to add external resistance in the squirrel cage rotor. Now see here, rotors are usually not quite parallel to the shaft, but are purposely given a slight skew. See, this point is important. They'll ask for 2 marks. Why squirrel cage induction rotor is given slight skew for the rotor bars at the end point? What is the reason? It helps to make the rotor run quietly by reducing the magnetic hum. Second is, it helps in reducing the locking tendency of the rotor. That is, the tendency of the rotor teeth to remain under the stator teeth due to direct magnetic attraction between the two. So first point, any doubt? It helps to make the motor run quietly by reducing the magnetic hum. Any doubt in this? Why skew is given? Okay, first point is clear. Now see the second point, rotor teeth and stator teeth. there will be locking. To avoid the locking, see, I will show with the help of on PPT. I'm opening that PPT, 1 second. See here. See, this is the stator, outer part. This is the teeth of the stator. The one, two. This is the teeth of the stator. This is the teeth of the rotor. Inside is rotor, rotating part. Outside is stator. In the stator teeth, they are placing the coil, three-phase coil in star connection. Similarly, rotor are also connected three-phase. This is the slots are teeth, we can say, teeth of the rotor. Outer one is teeth of the stator. Inner one is teeth of the rotor. When it is rotating, there may be chances of locking in between the state. E point, if it is coming inside in between this, there will be locking. That's why it should not lock in between the tape. To reduce the locking tendency, some slight skew is given at the rotor bars. Rotor bars are given slight skew. If you give slight skew at the end points, this rotor teeth will not lock with the stator teeth. This rotor teeth will not lock with the stator teeth. Okay. See, this is the stator. This is stator cover. This is the three-phase stator winding. Three-phase star-connected stator winding. This is the three-phase stator windings. See, these are the windings, three-phase windings. They are connected. It is not visible as three-phase, but they are connected in three-phase star connection. Stator windings. So this is stator. Three-phase, 1, 2, 3 phases are there here. Three-phase stator winding. Rotor is of two types, squirrel cage and the one is slip ring rotor. See, this is the rotor. These slots are not parallel, you see. These slots are not parallel. And rotor bars are short circuited at the end points by giving some slight skew at the end point. Here it is not shown. Slight skew is given at the end point. This is the end ring. So slight skew is given. It is not shown here. These rotor bars are not parallel. In each slot, they are placing one copper rod. In each slot, in this slot, one copper rod. In this slot, one copper rod, like this. Three-phase star connection. Skewed slots. Why skewing is given means two advantages. One is to reduce the magnetic hum, and the one is to reduce the locking tendency in between stator and rotor teeth. Reduce magnetic humming. Provide smoother torque for different positions of rotor. Reduce magnetic locking of stator and rotor teeth. This is the laminated iron bars. In each slot, one copper rod is placed. This is the cylindrical one. In cylindrical rotor, this is squirrel cage cylindrical rotor. And the end points is short circuited. We can't add external resistance. In induction motor, squirrel cage rotor. So all these diagrams, no need to draw in the exam. This is the rotor. Next one is, any doubt in the squirrel cage rotor? Then you'll go to the slip ring rotor. Any doubt in squirrel cage rotor?
Sir, no resistance added, sir, in that.
In squirrel cage, resistance is not added. Why means they are short circuited at the end points. See here, all these bars are short circuited at the end point. We are not adding any external resistance in squirrel cage. But in slip ring, we'll add the external. Wound rotor is also called as, phase wound rotor is also called as slip ring, induction motor. See here, this rotor RYB, three windings are connected to shaft, three slip rings. R is connected to one slip ring, B is connected to another slip ring, Y is connected to another 3 slip rings. We are connecting 3 phases RYB. Here also RYB. R is connected to R, Y is connected to Y, B is connected to B. 3 slip rings we are connected. This is not short circuit. These slip rings are not short circuited now. These slip rings 1, 2, 3. At slip rings, what is induced? At slip rings, what is induced? In rotor, what is induced? Rotor winding. EMF is induced. So EMF is induced at these 3 points. R, Y, B. 3-phase EMF is developed. Now for this, these slip rings are not short circuited. In squirrel cage, these slip rings are short circuited. But in slip ring induction motor, they are connected to external rheostats. External star connected rheostat. This is star. This is also star connected rheostat. These 3 rheostats are in star connection. Now by varying these rheostats, variable rheostat, we can vary the speed of this slip ring induction motor. We can vary the speed of this slip ring induction motor. That is the advantage of slip ring induction motor. Okay. This is the construction of the slip ring induction rotor. It is also called as slip ring. Wound rotor induction rotor is also called as slip ring induction rotor. Consists of laminated cylindrical core having slots at the outer periphery and carries 3-phase insulated winding. Winding means copper rods. We are here also placing copper rods. Rotor is wound for the same number of poles as that of stator. Okay. Now we'll go to the principle of 3-phase induction motor. See the principle. Any doubt in the rotors? 2 types of rotors.
No, sir.
One is squirrel cage. In exam, we had to write all these things. These diagrams not necessary, but we had to draw this diagram. Which diagram means I am showing 34.6a. This diagram you draw in the exam. 34.6a. Stator, rotor, and this one. Only this diagram you draw. No need to draw this diagram. No need to draw these diagrams. All these diagrams. Only which diagram we have to draw means very simple diagram. I'm showing. 1 second. This diagram. 34.6a. Only this diagram you draw and explain about stator. Stator explanation is connect the 3 stator windings in star connection. These 3 windings are connected to 3-phase supply. When 3-phase supply is given, current is passing through these 3 windings. Around the current carrying conductor, magnetic flux is developed, which is of constant magnitude. Ns is equal to 120 F by P. When the flux is developed, this part of this flux is linking with the secondary coils. The stator is the primary coil. Rotor is the secondary coil. Now part of this flux is linking with the secondary coil due to mutual induction between the coils in between primary windings and secondary windings. EMF is induced in the rotor. EMF is induced in the rotor. This is the operation. So primary winding is stationary. The stator winding is stationary. It can't rotate. This rotor is rotating. This rotor is rotating. When rotor is rotating, EMF is developed in this rotor. Okay, that is the principle. Now see the principle. Until now I have not explained the principle. Construction only I have explained about the stator and rotor. Induction motor principle. See, conversion of electrical power into mechanical power. Motor ante enti? Motor em chestundi? What motor will do? It will convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. In your house you are having DC motor. Or the induction, let us take some motor is there. Motor, what it is doing? It is pumping the water from the well. How it is pumping? When electrical switch is with switch on cheste electrical supply istunaru. It is converting the electrical energy into now it is rotating. Motor lo emotundi, rotor rotate avutundi. Switch on cheste meeku rotate avutundi motor. That is electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. That is nothing but the motor. Generator ante reverse. Mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Generator. Okay, we are generator electrical energy generate చేస్తున్నాం. Motor lo we are converting the electrical energy into mechanical energy for pumping the water from the well. So as a general rule, conversion of electrical power into mechanical power is not in the rotating part of the electric motor. In DC motor, electric power is conducted directly into the armature. we are not discussing about DC motor. We are discussing about induction motor. DC motor lo principle enti conduction, electrical conduction. There is connection between the wires. But in induction motor, there is no connection between the stator winding and rotor winding. So EMF flux is linking mutual due to induction. మీకు ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఇన్ ఏసీ మోటార్స్ ఏసీ 3-phase induction motor, what I am telling clearly observe. Up to here, this is DC motor, they have given some para. From here, AC induction motor, yes, 3-phase AC induction motor. Induction motor is a